Hi everyone, this is Lovelyn Johnson. I'm a leadership coach with the John Maxwell team, and today we are going to be talking about the law of magnetism from the book The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. I would highly recommend you reading this book, and we will be diving into the law of magnetism. So, the law of magnetism states that who you are is who you attract. Who you are is who you attract. So think about a magnet, and what happens. What does magnet attract? It attracts metals that have magnetic properties. Iron, cobalt, though they all have magnetic properties, and because of that, a magnet attracts it. What happens if I take a plastic in front of it, a Lego block maybe? Nothing happens. There is no attraction. Nothing happens. And the same goes with us. Who we are as leaders is who we attract. Let's look into it. So again, who we are is who we attract. And when we think about it, let's assume we are in an event where it's a networking event. There are thousands of people in the room. Let's imagine you walking into the room. By nature, you would probably go and connect with someone who looks like you, who talks like you, who, if you are an introvert, you probably are going to look at someone who's sitting in the corner of a room, standing in a corner of a room, and you're going to make connection. If you are an extrovert, you're looking at the person who's got big gestures and all that, and you're going to connect with them. So often, as leaders, we attract people who are similar in nature, similar in values, similar in attitude like us. And this is not set in stone, but this is kind of generally what we lean towards. So who do we attract? If I'm a Gen Z, I'm going to attract a Gen Z. If I'm a Gen Alpha, I'm going to attract someone in my own generation because it's easier to connect. We have so much in common to talk about, and as leaders, it happens the same. Generation plays a huge role. Attitude, if you are a positive person, you would attract people who have a positive disposition in life. You're not going to attract someone who's always looking at the glass half empty. You're generally going to connect with people who are positive, with have a positive attitude with life. Background, another thing, because if you are a blue collar worker, guess what, most of your friends, most of the people you do life with are blue collar workers. And the same goes with if you work in the bank, whatever educational field, you tend to have people who are in that particular realm because it's so easy. And as a leader, we generally connect and do life with people very similar to us. Values, this is so important, and John mentions JFK. JFK was a leader who was a young idealist, and he attracted young idealists. Adolf Hitler, he was a great leader, but he had poor values. He had such poor values, and he attracted great leaders, but with poor values. Think about it. We as leaders attract people who have got the same values as us. So if integrity is important, you probably would attract your team member will have the same value as you. Energy, the same thing. A high energy person that would more, if you are a leader of high energy, you're most likely going to attract someone of high energy, not low energy. And the low energy may look at you and think, I'm never going to work with this human. She's crazy. She's got too much energy and I can't do life with her. So naturally, there is a gap between the high energy person and the low energy person because they just cannot see eye to eye, and because of that you generally would not attract the same kind. And similarly, a low energy leader would probably attract low energy people compared to attracting a high energy because it just doesn't go. Giftedness, it goes without saying, if you're gifted in a certain area, you tend to attract people who are gifted in those areas as well. Leadership ability, the same thing. If you're a level 7 leader, you're most likely going to be attracting people who are level 5s and 6. If you're a level 5 leader, you're going to attract people who are in level 3s and 4s. Just your leadership ability sort of is a ceiling, and the type of people you attract would stay in that realm. If you are a level 7, you're not going to attract level 2. At the same time, if you are a level 5, you're not going to attract level 10. So we looked into the similarities of what makes us as leaders, and like who we are. Like that plays a huge role in who we attract. Who we are is who we attract. What is the downside of it? So, of course, if we are positive people, we are wonderful humans. Everything is wonderful. But what is the downside of attracting someone who's similar to you? The weaknesses. So, like, most likely, if you're a high energy person, you're a quick thinker, you're quick in making decisions. The problem is you would be you would have the same weaknesses as your teammates. They are also probably quick thinkers. You want someone who is high in analytics to make wise decisions, like to use the facts, to look through the facts, to kind of complement and supplement your own quick thinking. So you need the problem with looking at a lot of people, hiring people in our strength zone is then we don't have anyone to cover for our weaknesses. So it's always good to be first aware of our weaknesses as leaders, and then look to fill in those type of roles so that there is a good mix of strengths and weaknesses in your team. Well, the question I'm going to ask you is, are you satisfied with the kind of people you attract? So, if we take a look at the list of people, abilities you are looking for in your team, and the question I would ask, are you satisfied? If the answer is yes, then that's wonderful. Now, what I would encourage you to do is hire people who will fill in your weaknesses, so to speak. But if the answer is no, if you are not satisfied with the type of people you are attracting, level up. Raise your leadership game. Take it to the next level. Because the more you build on yourself, the more you will attract that kind of people into your team. Your team will grow with you. The more you grow, the team will be forced to sort of grow with you. So if you're not satisfied with your leadership ability of the team you're engaging with, I would encourage you to level up your leadership. The last question is, if you are not attracting, like, or if you're attracting unreliable people or untrustworthy people, examine your character. Why am I attracting unworthy, unreliable people? What's about me? So just examine your character. Okay, so I wanted to give you an example of some of companies where the leader plays a huge role in kind of passing on the vision and mission and the culture all the way downstream. I thought about Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts because that kind of everyone knows about it. If you are in Canada, you can think of it as Starbucks and Tim Hortons, so to speak. You can see Howard Schwartz, who was the CEO of the company. His vision for Starbucks was he saw Starbucks as the third place. What it means is home, work, and third place. He saw Starbucks as a place where connection happened. So when you walk into a Starbucks, you would see the environment is welcoming, it is cozy, there is comfortable seatings. You just want to sit there and enjoy your coffee with people, or you could work. The whole purpose of that space is connection, is what they have in mind. Whereas if you go to Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons, say so to speak, the space is very utilitarian oriented. Efficiency is the name of the game. You probably have wooden stools or chairs. It's not too comfortable. It's not meant for you to stay there and linger. It is very functional, it serves a purpose, and most of the people who walk in there are grab and go kind of people too. So they're not coming there to may have a connection with a friend, they're just coming there grabbing and going with their drink. So you can tell how a vision of an organization sort of passes on all the way down. And if you think about a Starbucks, it's all about creativity. Like you customize your order to the nth degree. possible. You can say a pump of this, a dash of that, and whatever, and the barista is going to make a drink just exactly how you have asked the barista to make. If you walk into Tim Hortons or Dunkin', you probably are not going to give the entire list of how you want your coffee to taste, because it's very simple. They're going to give you a look, and they are trained about how many orders they take in a minute, perhaps. And so they are not going to sit and listen to your uh, 20 items of how to make that coffee. So you see how, again, one is valuing customization, one is valuing simplicity, and both serves like one is meant for a certain demographic of people, the other is meant for a certain demographic, and both serves according to the vision of the leader. One is a premium band, one is value based, it's pricing. You could afford the pricing and all that. So yeah, not to say one is good, one is bad, all to say how much leadership passes on down, and how much the culture gets passed on by the leader. Just to summarize, who we are is who we attract. So if we are not happy with the people we attract, the team, the leaders that we attract are in our team, examine yourselves, analyze what's happening, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, am I possessing the ability and that I expect from my team, or am I, like, if I want a positive attitude, am I displaying that? Do I lead by example? So I would encourage you all to analyze that, define what your desired team's traits are, and make sure that you possess that. You keep looking at you and re-examining you many times so that you possess those skills. Just to encourage you all, I hope this lesson was helpful. A law of magnetism, who we are is who we attract. So let's examine ourselves, let's level up, let's raise our bar as leaders so that our team can be served well and everyone would be benefited, because if the leader is good, everyone gets better because of the leader. Thank you.